Now let's see few properties of tenses. First of all, we see addition and subtraction of tenses. Addition and subtraction. So two tenses can be added and a tensor can be subtracted from another tensor. A plus B equal to C. A and B are two tenses, and when we add these two tenses we get C. This is possible only if the individual components Aij are the components of A, Bij are the components of B. If they add together and we get C, Ij the components of C, then we can add two vectors. So A and B, the condition is A and B must be tensors of the same rank. Okay, A and B must be tensors of the same rank and both expressed in a space of the same number of dimensions. Okay, both expressed in a space of the same number of dimensions. Then we can add or subtract tenses. Then the Einstein summation convention. In the tensor equation, if an index appears on one side of the equation, once as a superscript and once as a subscript. Okay, once as a superscript and once as a subscript, except for the coordinates. For the coordinates, we know we have only subscripts. Okay, when we write the equation, we dou xi prime, dou xj. Here I and j, these are subscripts. For the coordinates, it's all subscripts. Then we automatically sum over that index. So when an index appears twice, okay, it appears twice, once as a superscript and once as a subscript, we automatically sum over that index. So this is the Einstein summation convention. So we need not write summation symbol. If an index is repeated, it automatically means you have to sum over that index. This is Einstein summation convention. For example, suppose we take this equation b prime ij, which is equal to dou xi prime, dou xk, dou xl, dou xj prime, bkl, showing that this is a tensor of rank 2. Here we see the k repeats, L repeats, K repeats, L repeats. So summation over K and L is implied. So we need not write summation symbols here. Okay, since the index is repeating, it automatically, it's implied, the summation is implied here. And this is the Einstein's summation convention. Prove that Kronecker delta KL is really a mixed tensor of rank 2. Okay, Kronecker delta KL is really a mixed tensor of rank 2. We prove this. We take this thing delta KL, dou xi prime, dou xk, dou xl, dou xj prime. And here we see L is repeating, so we have to sum over L. K is repeating, so we have to sum over K. Okay, summation over K and L, this is implied. Okay, so we have to sum over K and L because it is repeating. So as we sum over K and L, you will be getting dou xi prime, dou xk, dou xk, dou xj prime, because when L not equal to K, delta KL equal to 0, and when L equal to K, delta KL equal to 1. Okay, so the L and K, when it becomes equal, then only we will have value here. Otherwise, since delta KL is 0 for k not equal to L, this will be 0. So actually we have to take a summation, and for values of k which is not equal to L, we will be getting 0. So we will be left with this dou xi prime dou xk dou xk dou xj prime. Okay, summation over k. Summation over k is implied because k is here. This is simply dou xi prime dou xj. By the rules of the calculus, this is dou xi prime dou xj prime, which is delta ij prime, because in, xi and xj are independent. Dou xi prime dou xj prime, that is equal to 1 when xi prime is equal to xj prime, is equal to 0 when xi prime is not equal to. Okay, so that is delta ij prime. So delta ij prime, so we started from here. We started from here, delta KL dou xi prime dou xk dou xl dou xj prime, and we reached here delta ij prime. So that means delta ij prime is delta xi prime dou xk dou xl dou xj prime delta KL. Okay, this is delta ij prime. So delta, this is actually the transformation equation for a mixed tensor. This is a mixed tensor. You see, here we have dou xi prime dou xk, here we have dou xl dou xj prime. So this is a mixed tensor. So delta KL is the components of a second rank mixed tensor. Okay, these are the components of a mixed second rank tensor. The Kronecker delta has another interesting property. It has the same components in all the coordinate system. Whatever coordinate system that you are choosing, whatever transformation, through the transformation in whatever coordinate system you are arriving at, there the value of the delta KL, that is either 1 or 0. The two indices are equal, it is 1, otherwise it is 0. So the components have the same value in all the coordinate system. So that means it is isotropic. Okay, so this is called isotropic. Okay, so that's the property of the Kronecker delta. It is a second rank tensor and it is an isotropic tensor. Symmetry and antisymmetry. In general, if you take the components of a tensor A, AMN, suppose it is a second rank tensor, its component is AMN, and it is independent of A and M generally. Okay, generally they are independent, they may not be equal. But if AMN is equal to A and M, then we say the tensor is symmetric. Okay, if AMN is equal to minus of A and M, then the tensor is antisymmetric. Okay, the tensor is antisymmetric. Okay, in general they are not equal, or they are not dependent on each other. They are normally independent, but in some special situation, if AMN is equal to A and M, we say the tensor is symmetric. And if AMN that is equal to minus A and M, the tensor is antisymmetric. Okay, and clearly every second rank tensor can be resolved into symmetric and antisymmetric parts. Okay, every second rank tensor can be resolved into symmetric and antisymmetric parts. That means AMN, that can be written as half of AMN plus A and M plus half of AMN minus A and M. Okay, so this get cancelled. Okay, AMN is equal to half of AMN plus half of AMN. So that is AMN. Okay, so these two cancel. And this part is actually symmetric. Why we say it is symmetric? Because if we interchange the indices, you will be getting the same one because of the plus 1. So if you put n here and m here, and here you put m, and here you put n. That is what you are interchanging the indices, and you get the same tensor. Then here, if you interchange the indices, you will be getting, AMN will become ANM, and this will become AMN. Okay, ANM will become AMN. You are getting negative of this. Okay. So we have the symmetric and antisymmetric tenses. So any second rank tensor can be resolved into symmetric and antisymmetric part. So AMN, that is equal to this. Half of AMN, half NN. Contraction of tenses. Now let's see what is meant by the contraction of tenses. The algebraic operation by which the rank of a mixed tensor is lowered by 2 is known as contraction. Okay, the algebraic operation by which the rank of a mixed tensor is lowered by 2, it is known as contraction. Okay. So you take a mixed tensor and you get the tensor, another tensor through contraction. What is this? This process, one contravariant index and one covariant index of a mixed tensor are set equal. Okay, one contravariant index and one covariant index of a mixed tensor are set equal, and then, as implied by the summation convention, we sum over this repeated index. Okay, we sum over this repeated index, because we know what is the Einstein summation convention. If an index is repeating, we have to sum over that. So what we do is one contravariant index and one covariant index are set equal, they are made equal, and then we sum over the index using the Einstein's summation convention, and the result is a tensor of rank lower by 2 than the original tensor. Okay, it's a tensor of rank tensor of rank lower by 2 than the original tensor. For example, we take a mixed tensor. This is a third rank tensor, a tensor of rank 3, because we know there are 3 indices, and we know the transformation equation here. We put I equal to j. Okay, we put I equal to j. Okay, a contravariant index, that is set equal to covariant index. So what do you get? B prime IIK. So that is equal to dou xi prime dou xl, dou xm dou xi prime, dou xn dou xk prime BL Mn. Okay, and that is dou xm dou xl, dou xm dou xl. Okay, we sum over I, so we have dou xm dou xl, then dou xn dou xk prime BL Mn. And what is dou xm dou xl? That is delta ML. And this is dou xn dou xk prime BL Mn. Okay, we know delta xm, delta xl, that is delta, dou xm dou xl, because xm and xl are independent. You will be getting delta ML. Okay, so we get this, and since we have the delta ML here, since when M and L are different, it will be 0. So these two indices will become equal. L and M will become equal, and you will be getting this dou xn dou xk prime BLLN. So B prime IIK, that is equal to dou xn dou xk prime BLLN. So what type of tensor is this? Okay, how many indices are there? you may say there are two indices, so this is a second rank tensor. No, see the transformation here. We have only one this dou x and dou xk prime here. So that means this quantity is a tensor of rank 1. If we had another term like this, okay, two terms like this, then it will be a second rank tensor, a tensor of rank 2. Okay, so here we have only one such term, so this is a tensor of rank 1. This is the transformation law for a covariant tensor of rank 1. Hence, this is a tensor of rank 1 and it is denoted by Bk. Thus, the process of contraction enables us to obtain a tensor of rank r minus 2. Okay, suppose the original tensor had rank r. Through the process of contraction, its rank decreases, it becomes r minus 2 from a mixed tensor of rank r. So, from a mixed tensor of rank r, we get a tensor of r minus 2. So, this is the process of contraction. Okay. So, through the process of contraction, the rank of a tensor gets reduced by 2. Then the direct product. So, what is the direct product of two tensors? This is actually a technique for creating new higher rank tensors from lower rank tensors. Higher rank tensors obtained from lower rank tensors by taking the product. Through the process of contraction, you obtained a lower rank tensor from a higher rank tensor. Now, from lower rank tensors, you can get higher rank tensors through this direct product. The direct product, you are simply taking the product of the tensors. The direct product, that is a tensor whose rank is sum of the ranks of the given tensors. When you take the product of the tensors, you will be getting a new tensor which has a rank which is the sum of the ranks of the given tensors. If Ai, Jk, BLM are two tensors of rank 3 and 2 respectively, then Ai, Jk, BLM, okay, Ai, Jk, BLM, you are taking the products, that will be a tensor of rank 5. See here, this is 3, rank 3, and this is rank 2, so 3 plus 2, 5. This will be the rank of this new tensor obtained through the direct product. It's very easy to prove that. The A prime ijk, since it is a, since A is a third rank tensor, we have this transformation relation, and B, since it is a, the transformation relation will be this is a second rank tensor. And when you multiply, you are multiplying the components. So as you multiply, you will be getting this transformation relation. Okay, this shows the quantity that you get by multiplying the components. These are the components. You multiply the components, the quantity that you get, it transforms like this. Okay, it's transforming like this. So this is C prime IJL KM. This is C A B D C. So these transform according to this transformation relation, and this is a tensor of, this shows this is a tensor of rank 5 because of the presence of these 5 terms here. Okay, presence of these 5 terms here, this shows this is the quantity that we are getting is a tensor of rank 5. So through direct product you get higher rank tensors from lower rank tensors.